There we go.
Look, so is your phone gonna die?
No, heck no. My phone is not. I'm actually on the iPad, so we straight. The iPad is charged to make sure it was fully charged. We had 90%. So we straight.
All right, yeah, because that you had that issue earlier on the vinyl conversations. Like, you guys are switching over. She had to switch from her computer to her phone. So
Hey,
yeah, it was a whole bit. It
yo,
was
like
hilarious.
that should be really real, you know. My phone's be
So,
Stanley will
all
tell
right,
you. Go ahead though. You ready?
huh?
You
Yeah, yeah,
ready?
yeah.
I'm
So
ready.
so pretty much we just gonna let it flow, and then we'll you know intertwine in there and bring in all that plant based stuff. But other than that, yeah, we'll just freestyle it because apparently everything else wasn't working.
Man, I'm like, damn. Oops. That shit was so annoying. I was like, wait, what? Like, this is week. This is week what? This is the third time, right? Third time. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's the fourth time.
This is the fourth time?
Yeah, because remember you had the allergy, so we rescheduled it again.
Oh, well, I don't count that.
Okay, yeah, you don't count that, but
I
yeah,
don't,
so third,
but I see what you're saying.
yeah,
All right.
pretty much. All right, so yeah, so what's going on with you? What's
Oh,
what's life what's life like?
life is going really well right now. No complaints my way. Just training. I took actually a day off yesterday from and partially a day today too off of training, which is like the first time I feel like in the last time I took 2 days off was probably I don't know a couple years ago, a year ago, year and a half. I don't recall, but it's been a long time. Um, so I got some light stuff in today though. Life is good. I feel better. My allergies aren't kicking my butt as you can see, so I'm good. Actually, I slept with the fan off now, so that fan be my. I don't know what it is about fans and like irritating my nasal lining, but it irritates the heck out of it. So I'm good now.
So wait, so you just said you haven't taken off in years, like 2 days straight? Like, what's that?
Yeah, 2 days straight. I have never taken off. Like it's been like at least a year or two since I've taken 2 days off. Like typically, you know, if I'm not working out, I'm working on skills. If I'm not doing skills, I'm working on kicks. If I'm not doing kicks, I'm doing some type of mobility. But
So wait,
yesterday,
so for everyone that doesn't know that what you just said, tricks and skills, what are those? Like, what is that?
so my skills, skills are typically like handstands. I work on moves like planche, front lever skills, static skills, where you know statics are just keeping your body, holding your body isometrically or holding, like doing a certain hold for a certain period of time. So those are skills that I usually train, especially handstands. So I haven't trained a handstand in the last 2 days. Um, and then other than mobility stuff, I'm typically doing like working on opening up my shoulders more, making sure my hips stay open so that way I can kick fluidly. So this is the first time in like a year or two that I've actually taken 2 days off from that type of training, and I'm excited about training tomorrow because I know I'm going to be much stronger. So I'm excited.
So you say stronger. Okay. So what's your diet? What you eating?
So I am plant based. So what am I eating right now? Currently, I do the smoothie thing. Rice and beans is like my go to, like the last week for some reason. Smoothies, rice and beans. What else do I do? What else do I do? What else? I know it's another thing. Oh, oatmeal. Oatmeal with my berries, and I'll occasionally put some honey in there. Good honey, not none of that like honey you see with a little teddy bear and it's all dark and weird. No, good honey. So like acacia, manuka, um, organic raw. So those are my go-to meals. I eat pretty boring, but I do a lot of spices and herbs to facilitate the healing process in my body. Um, lately, I've been on this garlic thing. Garlic, rosemary, because garlic is gonna dilate those blood vessels. So they really help me to heal. I feel. I get on my ginger, my turmeric, my rosemary, basil, cilantro, harissa. I mean, I use a plethora of different herbs and spices so I can heal because my training isn't pretty intense, you know.
So is there a specific name for your training?
Cool. I wish I could have a specific my training. People call them, some people call me crazy. Some people call it hyperbolic time chamber training, Goku training. But it's just always what I tell people is, I don't typically work out like most people. Like I don't just go to the gym, get my workout in, I'm done. Like my type of training requires skills. Like you can't just learn how to flip by practicing it like once every 2 weeks. Like you have to do that at least. I do flips 2 or 3 times a week. Um, my capoeira comes in handy with that. So my training is I train for the long haul of things, not just because I want to look good. Like looking good is part of the process, but I really focus on getting stronger and moving my body in the most athletic way. So that way, I want to be able to teach this someday if I have children, and which I plan to do. Teach this to them as they grow up, and even to other people that want to learn.
All right. So is this your profession? Like this is what you do, or?
So this is my profession. I work as a personal trainer, and I opened my own business a couple years ago in May of 2018. Still in business despite what's going on. I teach martial arts at the YMCA. I also, through my personal training, I teach like kickboxing, taekwondo, boxing, and my styles of martial arts that I've learned isn't like cookie cutter. I didn't learn it from like some, no offense, I'm not even actually going to say that, but I didn't learn it from cookie cutter gyms. I learned this from rough spots, like boxing gyms. If your boxing gym doesn't look like a hole in the wall with like no air conditioning, and it's like it looks like it's just in a place like, why are we here? Like this looks like we're about to get robbed. Typically, those aren't good boxing gyms, but not saying that for all, because there are some boxing gyms that have great
Right.
quality equipment and they got great quality fighters. But how I learned my boxing is through those poor gyms, and I didn't go to a specific place to get cookie cutter skills. I learned from actual boxing coaches and stuff like that. So I teach all that stuff as my profession.
So how long you been doing this?
Cool. So I've been actually training people for what? I am 30 now. I've been training people for almost 8 years. Um, I've been teaching more or less fighting stuff for the last 4 to 5, I think 4 years now. 4 years now. Training came to me early. I started my own. I always had a hustle mentality. I always found a way to make my own money, despite trying to work a regular job. So I've been doing this for a long time. And I actually working, I guess, training people professionally in a setting like this when I was 20, 25, I want to say 25, 26, around that age. So I've been doing it for a while.
All right. So how your diet? It's you said it's plant based. So how did you get into that? Like have you been that for years, or just from birth? Like how did you get into that?
I've been vegan vegetarian for the last 7.5 years. However, I broke it in what was it, like June or July of last year due to my bodybuilding show. It was just cheaper to go that route for the time being because I wasn't when I was vegan before. I ate relatively light and I kept it light. But when I was doing the show, I wanted to put on a little bit more muscle and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and eat the chicken and fish for right now until I get to my show, and then I'll make a decision. So I kept that up until the show, which I won, and then after that, I still ate it. But then, like around March of this year, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and switch back. Something just told me in my DNA to like go back to eating like that. You need to be light again. And I used to walk around 193 when I was eating that. Now I walk around like 185, and I switched back to vegan in March just because my body told me. But how it originally started was I read a lot of books, and I was like, you know what, humans aren't supposed to be eating this. And then it became more about the animals and being conscious of them, how they're treated and stuff like that, and consuming that energy. And then after that, it became that it just worked for my body. It worked with me. So now that's how I operate. It just works for me at this point.
So okay, so you said you did this for well, you went off the path for a little bit for just like a tournament or something, like a meet type
Yeah.
thing.
So like a bodybuilding show, I probably was off vegan for because I was vegan vegetarian at the time. I think I was vegetarian, but I would always opt out Well, switch it with vegan and vegetarian from times. But I went off of vegan vegetarian for like, what was it? It had to be like 8 months, 6 to 8 months. And certainly like going the vegan route, I could have done it with the vegan route. I just didn't have. I didn't want to prepare for it. I just wanted to fast. I wanted my calories quick and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And
So did you notice a difference, or because
oh
that's a big stigma there. Like people, people say, oh, if you're athletic or whatever, you work out, then you can't be vegan to have this muscle capacity.
oh no, that's totally false. I feel the best I've ever felt in years. I am at my prime in my life. I lost that weight. It wasn't because of muscle necessarily. It's more or less the water retention that I had. Even like I don't want to say it was fat necessarily, but it was just the glycogen storage, which is like carbs that's stored in your body, and that's where I lost that. So my physical performance was still there. It's even better now. You can certainly build muscle being vegan. It's not hard. It doesn't cost extra money either. You just gotta find what works for you. If you don't get into the supplements and all this extra stuff that marketing and fitness marketing tries to sell you, and you just get it through your quality foods, then you'll be fine. Like I'm actually looking to put on a little bit of weight now through veganism, and it's working so far. I'm trying to focus on like gaining probably like 2 pounds a month, just taking it slow and easy versus trying to put on weight so quick.
So what are you gonna eat?
So what I'm
Potatoes?
gonna Oh no, heck no! I try to stay away from the starchy potatoes. If I'm gonna eat to gain, what I'm doing now is rice and beans. Doing my smoothie still. I'm doing my oatmeal. Oatmeal is a big proponent because I do fasting too, and so
Uh,
I typically break my fasting with oatmeal. And what it is about gaining weight being vegan, because a lot of people think, oh, you can't. You got to do dirty bulking. That's BS. You can bulk or get bigger and keep your lean muscle mass just by eating more calories. So I'm gonna eat my rice and beans, my oatmeal, my smoothies. I'm gonna snack on almonds, walnuts, and stuff like that. You can still put on weight. It's just I want to put on weight a quality way, a qualitative way, and a healthier way.
so with you working out, it's not gonna burn off?
It's not gonna burn off. So what I gotta do is, if I like when I go back to my normal training regimen tomorrow, I
Uh,
gotta if I it's two things I can do. One thing I could do is I can break my fast earlier. So I typically fast 14 to 18 hours, typically 16 to 18 hours a day. So what I've been doing the last couple of days is breaking my fast a little bit earlier. So I've been doing like more like 13, 14 hours of fasting. And so you break that eat like earlier so that way you get your calories in. And then also you just make sure you eat more. Like when I get done with everything today, I'm probably gonna have like some more rice and beans, some almonds and stuff like that, just so I can gain those calories back and gain that weight essentially. And plus, I didn't work out a lot today, but training days, high intensity training days, I'm gonna be eating a lot more, just to put on a little bit extra weight if I need to, if I like I want to.
all right. So the whole protein thing is a big myth for sure then.
Is a what?
So the whole protein thing is a big myth for sure because a
Yeah.
lot of people, oh, you gotta get protein. Where do you get protein from?
So I don't count my calories. I don't really count the protein. That whole gram per body weight is utter BS. And that whole thing about vegans can't get protein, like that's BS. Your body knows exactly what it needs. And the biggest thing I tell
Exactly.
people is listen to your body. Your body knows exactly what it needs. You don't have to go like for my males that's listening. You don't have to go like crazy amount of protein, like 150 or 200. Like no, I typically probably if I could guess, I would probably get like anywhere from 65 to like 100 grams of protein a day, and pushing towards 100 is like made. I might have ate a lot that day, but that whole protein myth, what is a myth? That whole protein thing is like totally misconceptualized. That's BS. Total BS. Don't
Look
fall for
that,
that.
look that, and the milk thing.
The milk thing that actually breaks down. You don't want to drink like vitamin D. You get that from exposure to the sunlight. What I
Son,
want
yep.
to say to my people that's a little afraid, just healthy exposure to the sunlight. You know.
Right. Because the whole milk thing is, oh, you get vitamin D from there. You get your calcium from there.
And I
But
used to
what
do
you're getting from there?
right.
Mucus.
Like that's crazy. I used to drink a gallon of milk. I tried to drink a gallon of milk when I was younger. When I was playing football, I was like, yo, let me get on this weight. You know how inflamed I probably was. Like my stomach lining probably hated me. Everything hated me. I was like, why are you doing this to me? That's you don't vitamin D from milk is like that's a myth. That's terrible.
Right, because really, when and I hear some people too, like, oh, I'm lactose intolerant. Like, you're supposed to be that way.
You're,
You're really not supposed to.
lactase is an enzyme your body stops producing at a certain age. It's like, now it's time for you to grow up and get off the milk. And we're the only man on the planet that still do that, which doesn't make sense to me.
Right, the only species, because you don't see a goat drinking milk from a tiger.
From
like none of that.
like, come on now. We gotta listen to. That's what I'm saying. Listen to our bodies. You can't listen to mass media and they tell us like the food pyramid, breads, milk. Like, dude, you don't want to do that. That's terrible for your body. It's just gonna build excess mucus in it, and you wonder why you coughing, you sneezing, why you bloated, and it's just like, dude, look what you're doing to your body.
Right. So a lot of people don't, have that information. So it's good to get that out because, they're not going to, what is that? The food chain, whatever. They're not going to get that out because it's not going to make them any money.
Exactly. You need that. You need to feed the mass corporations. Like, hey, yeah, we got to feed you this so that way we get our money. Like, nah, no, we got to reteach ourselves now. It's time.
So what do you think is the positive outcome of you going to this lifestyle, to this diet lifestyle?
Just higher connectedness with myself. I feel so. I feel like my higher self is actually starting to manifest more and more, especially these days and times. When you feel like when you eat healthier, you eat lighter, you feel better, not only just physically but mentally and spiritually. And I feel like not saying that the people who eat meat aren't elevated. No, it's not necessarily what I'm saying. Not even a little bit. What I'm saying is you get a higher awareness of how your body's processing things. You feel lighter. You feel better. And that's what they're saying. Like a lot of studies are coming out now that when you actually have your gut healthy, your mentality is healthy. And I feel like me being vegan, I feel like my gut is healthy. I feel it. And then on top of that, mentally, I feel healthy. So I feel like the biggest thing I can take from this is I feel a lot better. Just overall aspects about myself and my view on things.
Yeah, because you're not overloading your body with all this food, because you're really not even supposed to be eating 3 times a day.
You're not supposed to be eating crazy amounts of food. Like that's the thing. And that's the thing about fasting, where it comes in. That's why I do fasting, because I want to give my body a break period of where I can be like, okay. Right. Let you I use a prime example. Like when you go to the mall, right? And let's say the mall's open for 8 hours. No, let's just say if the mall's open 24 hours and you got people constantly trying to just buy things. But then how do the janitors gonna go in there and clean? They're gonna clean, but it's not gonna be effective cleaning. That's why you close them all down and then you clean and you open back up. Same thing with your body. If you're constantly feeding your body toxins and garbage and you don't give your body time to process things because you're constantly eating, your body's going to be an unhealthy domain. That's why you got to give it time. Other than just sleeping, give it some time when you wake up. Don't eat right away. Give it like 5-6 more hours. Give your body time to really warm up and get accustomed,
Right, because at night, your body's detoxing. Like, you're literally going into a detox state.
Yeah, like your liver, your kidneys, all like your those type of functional organs are all cleaning you up. So they need time to actually heal. And that's actually been studies that's been tested that when you fast, your white blood cells get time to replenish. Your body gets to clean up those dead cells more effectively. Fasting is very important, and we do it naturally. We do it. Like when we're sick, we don't want to eat. That's our body telling us like, yo, I don't want to focus on the gut right now. Can I please focus on cleaning this sickness out of you? And it's like, no, we gotta eat this. You need your chicken noodle soup.
Right.
That like, no, dude, your body's telling you, fast. Stop eating. Please. I need to clean up. Your body's telling you these things.
Yeah, exactly. That and then because also when the fever comes in, the fever is killing the virus. Like that's what it's doing. Your body is there's foreign invaders in there, so it brings on the fever to kill that stuff. And eating
because that heat is gonna denature the proteins, and it's just like your body can withstand that, but it's trying to. Your body has mechanisms in place to withstand that, but that virus or that whatever infection you might have, it can't withstand that. So your body brings in that fever and makes you cough, it makes you sneeze, because it's trying to create a homeostasis, you know?
Yep, trying to get it out. So yeah,
Exactly.
because I remember, like when you was little, whatever, whenever you got sick. Oh yeah, here, drink this soup, chicken noodle soup. Like, why?
Like we don't need to drink this, eat this, and on top of that, like you be looking at it now, you be like, ugh, why am I even? Why my parents put me through this? But it's like that's what they knew. But now, like
Right.
we're here, like okay, more information is out. Like no, we shouldn't be eating that stuff as it is anyway.
That part. Wait, so with that being said, growing up, like what did you eat? Like what was your favorite meals?
My favorite meals, I've got my favorite meal now, which is French toast. And if anyone's looking out there to be my personal chef and cook me some vegan French toast, be my but my meals growing up was always like um typical. Like soul foods on certain days throughout the week, fried chicken, fried foods in general, mac and cheese, the typical breakfast thing, eggs, bacon, sausage, and pancakes. Like, yo, like my body's like you just we get so accustomed to these things, and it's just like we think it's normal, and it's like no, it's not cool to eat that. It's too starchy, it's too heavy. So I ate terribly. I ate Whoppers. I ate the McDonald's. I ate that stuff. Like, yo, just destroying it. Just destroying my body, you know?
So have you veganized any of that stuff, or you just
Mm,
nah, I'm good.
mm, I'm good on that stuff. Like, I'll have occasionally, I'll have, what do you call those things? Those Beyond Meat patties and stuff, but those
Uh-huh.
aren't good for you because that's still heavily processed. Like, that's terrible.
Right.
Terrible for you. And
Right.
I don't veganize none of that other stuff. That's garbage again. If you're gonna do that, you might as well just eat meat then, because that's even more processed than the whole meat. Like, no, you don't need to be eating that. That's processed.
So no vegan mac and cheese?
Let me just say this: the vegan mac and cheese, if you can find a way to actually use quality ingredients, I'm all for it. I have came across
Yeah.
companies where they have good vegan mac and cheese that's good, but when you get like, let's say, vegan mac and cheese and they got soy protein isolate
Oh
and
no. Nah.
all that. Yeah, no. But I'll do my vegan
Oh
mac and
no.
cheese. If you got good ingredients, I'll kill that. Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, mine's got the good ingredients. I don't mess with the soy stuff.
That's what I got. I need more. I need more recipes. I need to actually explore because my diet is boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like it is all right. Every once in a while, you get that vegan mac and cheese. You get the fried chicken, but it actually
Oh
mushrooms. You get
yeah,
the jackfruit.
the
So
food, the tempeh, like that stuff is really good. But it's just like I said, moderation and everything. I always tell people moderation in everything.
exactly, because you can still be, what is it called, a junk food vegan and be on and have still a terrible diet.
I can be a vegan and eat Oreos and cereal throughout the week, and I'm like, I'm vegan. Like, bro, that's not good. That is not good whatsoever. Of course, that's why they sell it to you. Oh, it's vegan. Like, yeah, no duh, that's vegan. They're just trying to market you.
Right, because you need to still incorporate whole foods. Like you need whole foods in your diet,
Yes, you need
not
whole.
just
Yeah, not processed stuff.
the processed stuff. So and a lot of people, when they jump into this diet lifestyle, like they don't understand that, and then they don't really understand that it is a lifestyle. So it's like if you're gonna do this, you're gonna the stuff that you're gonna have to look at and be like, okay, wait, I definitely can't eat processed vegan food all the time.
Not all the time. No, you don't. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I have vegan processed food, but my body knows I pay for it. Like I'm like the next day, or even because I have a fast metabolism. I'm like, yo,
Mm.
that really messed me up. So I'll stop doing that for the rest of the day, or I'll just the next meal. I'm like, all right, it has to be something very healthy to kind of offset. And then the next day, I'm not going to repeat that. I'm like, all right, you're getting a break from that. We got to eat healthy today. So it's a lifestyle, but you feel good. I don't feel the need to snack anymore like I used to. I don't feel the need to have like honey buns and all this stuff. Like, I don't want to anymore. I just be like, oh, I don't need to snack as it is. I'll have like my minimum of, let's say, I'll have no more than 3 meals a day. And sometimes it's like one meal, sometimes it's two. It depends on how my body feels. That's all it is for me.
Right. And that's one of the things, people just need to understand is that you got to do what works for your body.
Yes,
And that's
exactly. That's
and that's and that's kind of like trial and error too.
that's all trial and error, and we've been so misguided for so long now. Typically we're in the, let's say, 20s, early 30s. We're trying to figure out what works for us, and it's okay. Don't ever think it's too late that, oh, I can't learn. It's like you can relearn everything. That's what we're here for, to learn and to experience this whole human journey.
Exactly. So, okay, so another thing is, they'll say, "Oh, well, it costs a lot, to be on that diet." So, what are some suggestions, or what would you say to that?
I don't think it costs a lot at all. I think that's a myth, only because it is. If you're a workout freak like me, it's not that it gets expensive whatsoever. It's not. I'll give you a typical week. I could spend $60 in a grocery store. Let's just say a week. I could spend that, and I could be good for a week. If a person's working out, not, let's say they're doing like 2 workouts, 3 workouts a week, they can easily spend money on vegan food or fresh fruits and produce, or produce in general, and sustain themselves. You don't have to go crazy. Like, it doesn't cost a lot. What reason why it costs a lot is people feel the need to eat all the time. They're always eating, always snacking. And they're like, oh, I keep spending money on food. Like, dude, because you eat so much. Stop eating all the time. And then you're spending on excess stuff, supplements. You're not eating whole food. So people eat to be like, oh, I want to be full. I want to feel full. Like, no, your body knows exactly what it needs. Eat enough to regenerate, to re-energize you. And that's what I do.
All right.
I eat enough to, like, okay, give me my energy for the next workout, then I'm straight. I have to tell myself at times, like, yo, Spence, you probably need to eat because you gotta do another workout in a little bit. But it's just like my body, I don't feel the need to constantly feed it. So that's why I feel like that's a myth too. Like, you don't have to spend countless amount of good dollars to sustain yourself. That's all that's all up here, up in your mind.
That, and then if you're spending all this money on processed vegan food, so
That's the thing. Like, a lot of that stuff is gonna cost, and my biggest thing, like I said, moderation. They don't need to eat as much as they think they need to. They really don't. And people want instant gratification. Like, for me, I want to gain a little bit more weight just because I don't want to be like, okay, let me just go ahead and put on like maybe 2 or 3 pounds. I'm doing this nice and slow. I don't want instant gratification. I know this is a process. So there's some days where I'm not going to meet my calories. I don't care. I don't count them. I just go by my body feels. I'm like, all right, we'll see how I feel the next day. It's just a process. Like we said earlier, it's a lifestyle that you have to live at this point. And that's the lifestyle. That's the mode that I'm in right now. I don't think about all the extra stuff. I'm just living my life and listen to what my body needs.
all right. So when you go out with friends, like how does that work in social settings?
I typically eat before I go out with friends, just because I don't like eyes on me. I don't want to be asked all these questions about, oh, what you gonna eat? Like, hey, I'm just gonna eat before I go in a social setting. Or if they have those options, I certainly will do it. Like, my go-to option will be like sweet potato fries. I'll do sweet potato fries, and that'll be it, my snack. But other than that, I typically like to eat before I go to other places, just because it's quality food that I know I can control. Unless I'm going to a vegan restaurant that has quality food, then I'll go ahead and eat there. But other than that, I typically like to eat right before I go any places.
So you gonna travel with food? I travel with food. Like, if I
See,
if I gotta go out.
mm-mm. No, I don't travel. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't like to travel. I don't like. I have all the extra stuff with me. Like, I'm just like, I feel like with women it's different. Y'all have the extra stuff. I can put that for me. I'm just like, yo, I'm just gonna carry me like a bottle of water, and I'll be fine. Other than that, that's why sometimes I'll be like, oh shoot, I might have lost weight for the day or whatever, because I'll just opt out of eating, or I'll just drink some water. Then I come back home. I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock. I'm straight on eating. I'll just eat the next day, and yeah. But I don't travel with food.
Yeah, it's mainly like, like snacks like cashews or something, or like, that type of stuff. Or
Oh,
um like, it's called raw seed meat. So stuff like that with guac. So it just depends
ooh,
on, where I'm going. So I'll make that,
yeah, that
roll with
sounds.
it.
Dang, you got me
Oh
want some
yes.
guac.
Hold up, wait. So you never had raw seeded tacos? Oh
That's
man, you missing out on
you in the
life.
spot. You in the spot. I'm in West Michigan. You know, West Michigan got really.
No, but you can make it.
I'm not making that. I'm not making that. I'm not making. When I was in a relationship, my ex girlfriend used to make all the stuff. I used to be like, man, she is the plug right now, and I'm just like, yo, let me just make my little oatmeal. I'll make my little rice and beans, and I'm straight. Nah, I'm not
See?
explorative. I'm not explorative like that. That looks really good. That looks like it's gonna take like 30 minutes though.
Yeah, cause all you no, well, less than that, because once you prep the seed meat, it's already done. Like I make a whole bunch, like for a whole week,
You just
or when I'm
make,
detoxing. Hmm?
you just make a YouTube video.
They're coming, and the book.
Please, I see these videos. I would legit watch them and be like, okay, that's how you do that. I might be more
Yeah,
willing to try.
yeah, cause when I when I do my detoxes, they're usually 20 days. So I'll just, if I want to get off smoothies, because usually I'll just do smoothies. But if I want, a different flavor or something, I'll do the seed walnut meat. So I'll make that for like the whole week.
Oh
Get
man, like
the lettuce or the collard greens, wrap it together, make a taco, a burrito. And then I'll make either buffalo cashew cheese sauce or just regular cheese sauce, and have that with guac, and then I'll make fresh guac and fresh salsa,
oh
and
my
already
god.
have it in there.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like it's
That's why
already
I
done.
like vegan. Like, that's what makes vegan or just plant based beautiful. You can. There's so many different variations of foods that it's just like it seems foreign to most people because they're used to eating meat and what they've been given. But it's just like that stuff is beautiful because you can actually make all that. That's crazy. I love it.
Right. And you can prep it for, like the whole week, or
Prep it. Yes.
and
That's what
so,
I'm.
and then still, and if you don't want, because like the majority of my diet is raw, but when I do eat cooked foods, but you can still make that. And if you don't want to have like the have it all raw, you can have your taco shells, you can have your tortillas, or you can have your nachos. Like when I want to have nachos, I'll get these chips called satia. They're made out of cassava flour, and I'll just put it on there. So it's like it's stuff you can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm something I got to get more. I got to explore more. I feel like I'm so used to just what I like. I just want my stuff. I'm just simple when it comes to food. Like as long as I'm sustaining myself, I'm fine. But I do have flavorful foods. Don't get me wrong. It's just I need to be more explorative with that stuff. Cause I be like, give me my oatmeal. I'll take my basmati rice, and I'll put like some
Yep.
pinto or some chickpeas, and then I'll put my spice and the herbs, and I'm straight. But I'm not gonna get into like buffalo cashew cheese and vegan French toast with the berries on top and a little
Yeah.
bit. Like that's I'd be like it's too much time for me.
It's like less than, like, the buffalo sauce is less than like 15 minutes in the Vitamix. Matter of fact, the Vitamix is a
Vitamin
lifesaver.
that yes, I heard this. I heard I need one of those. I need one of those.
Straight lifesaver. You can put all kind of stuff in the Vitamix.
I need that. I have a Ninja blender, and I'm like, yo, I want a Vitamix, and it's like to me, even though they're expensive, I feel like they're so worth it because you're gonna be using
Oh yeah.
this. This is a
Yeah.
lifestyle, so it's so worth the investment.
I've been plant based since '08, and when I did it in '08, I kept, going to get smoothies. So every time when I worked in corporate, I'm at the smoothie place. I'm at the smoothie place. I'm like, dang, they just getting my money. So I'm looking like, okay, what kind of machines they got back there? Come to find out, they were the Vitamix.
The
So when I went
Vitamix,
into yep. So when I went into Whole Foods, for some reason they was in there doing a demo. I was like, oh snap, those are the actual smoothie machines from the smoothie place. So I just picked it up. I'm like, I'm just gonna get it because I keep spending like $10, like lunch
That's
and probably like dinner on a smoothie.
yeah, that stuff adds up. That adds up. That's what I'm saying too. That's why I think Vitamix are they're good investments because you're gonna be using it. And like you say, you can blend up anything. Use it for anything.
Yeah, you could put all kind of stuff in there. Like I didn't put potatoes in there raw, like straight raw. You can put potatoes. You make soup in there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, you can put all that in there. Yeah,
That's
because
my
like I said
investment.
when I
That's my investment. That is my
oh yeah,
investment.
it's a good investment.
That's a
So
I need that now. I need that. I didn't know you do all that now. That's on a whole other level.
oh yeah, yeah. That's how I make my cheeses in there. Well, because they're majority raw, so you can make all kind of stuff in there.
Man, that's crazy. I had no idea that you
So
can make.
even when you're making your smoothies, when you make the smoothies in there, you can put like some people put yams in there. They'll put a yam in there, or you can put all your vegetables in there. Like even when I make like I'll make beet smoothies. I just put my beets in there, blend it up.
That's what I need to get on my beat game. I need my beats. You,
Yep.
if I can look into getting a Vitamix this year, I am because I want beats. Beats are great. Beats are like a superfood to me.
Oh yeah. Look, I came across this place that had beet lemonade. So the only upside, well, I don't want to.
Whoa.
Well, it could be a downside, but the only the only other part to it was they had it was sugar in it, so either cane sugar or something, but yeah, but it was beet lemonade. Like, hold
Ooh,
up, this
that sounds
this
so
is good.
good. Man,
So I went home and I tried to make it myself. Like, okay, yeah, this is awesome because I just put it in the Vitamix, the beets, put it in there, put the cane sugar in there. No, yeah. You can put cane sugar, you can put stevia, and
top.
put it in there. Arguave.
Was it
Keep it
good?
going. Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Yep. Yep. But because when you put everything in the Vitamix, it blends it so well that you'll be
That,
good. So
yeah, like it blends it so well that you don't really taste like beet particles and stuff. Like you just taste it like it's just a nice liquidy taste.
yeah, and you can juice it. You can put
Oh,
it in
really?
there and then just after you blend it, you could put it through a strainer and then you got beet juice. You could do
Oh man,
that. I do that with spinach. I do that with all my other vegetables. I just put it in there instead of getting, unless you want to get the whole juicer thing. But I mean, for me, I didn't, and I probably won't because it kind of looks like it's taking out. I feel it's taking out all the nutrients because it's taking out the
yeah,
pulp.
yeah. I'm about to say like the fibers and stuff, the skin and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just use my Vitamix, but when I want to do like vegetable shots, I'll blend it. So like my cilantro, when I do cilantro, cucumber, and what is it? Parsley. So I'll mix it all in there, put a little bit of water, and then I'll pour it. After I blend it, I'll pour it through a strainer, and you got those shots. And you talking about energy on the spot?
I bet it is. I bet you feel your blood feels like so purified too. Man,
Man,
I might.
it's like straight ASAP.
Yes.
So yeah, so those are like little hacks you can do. Like if you don't want to, spend the money on getting every appliance, every little thing, the Vitamix can
That
do
sounds
a lot of
like
that stuff.
that sounds like a lifesaver. I'm gonna get one. I have to now.
Yeah, like I said, I had my Vitamix since '08, and this is
Oh,
what 2020.
that long?
Yep,
Wow. That's an
yep,
in- that's a great investment right there.
yep. They're pretty good. So, yeah. So what did your family say when you switched to this lifestyle?
When I first became a vegan, let's just say my family was more surprised. They were more you can say concern to a degree
Hmm.
because you're like everything changes about you, not just the way you eat, the way you think. Like things start changing, you start opening your mind. So it wasn't that it was hard at first. Don't get me wrong. Like my mom, she didn't really. My mom wasn't sweating it a lot. My mom was just like, okay, she was curious. You would get, of course, you get your stupid question, but then some of your family was just like they thought you were better than them. You're like, oh, you gonna die anyway. Like, dude, like I rather life of healthy living than to be going through like blood pressure medication or diabetes medication. I don't want to be
Right.
sick. Uh, so they were like, that side of the family was more like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And then it became like, hey, how'd you get this? Or where can I get this? And then it's just like, oh, now you guys see the benefits. Now you guys are starting to see it. And that's when they began to make the switch over. Like my little brother, he switches a lot of time. He'll go like he was vegetarian for a while. I think he switched back. Oh, he was vegan too for a while, but he switches his diet periodically because of his training. And then my mom, she doesn't do a lot of meat anymore. She'll still do like fish and chicken, but other than that, she doesn't eat a lot of that stuff. And then like my aunts, my who else? Mainly my aunts, I would say. My uncle's a little bit more like, nah, I'm straight. But my aunts, they start switching him up more. So you see, the influence was there, and it was hard to accept. But then it's just like, oh, okay, I see him still doing it, so I know it's possible that I could do it.
Right. Do you see, or do you think there's like a correlation between like all the disease and ailments, in our culture with food?
Oh hell yeah! Like being like hearing the stereotype when I was young, like bad heart runs in our family, blood pressure, high blood pressure runs in our family, and then you look and turn around to what they eat and the lack of exercise, and you be like, no, that don't run in the family. Your bad habits run in the family. That's what caused you to get those ailments and stuff.
Right.
So that's BS. I will get that. I still dispel those arguments. Like no, if until you change the way you eat and the way you think, and then let's see if you get that. If you do, it's a possibility, but I'm still not gonna say it runs in the family. You gotta change the way you eat because that's always gonna be a correlation with how you eat. Food, access to food, quality foods, and correlation between that and getting diseases. Of course,
Right. Because the majority, like you said, the majority of that is, food related and then mind related. So, it
as
all
soon,
coincides.
as soon as that mind get to thinking that way, then you're gonna start slowly manifest that because you're thinking that, and then it's the way you're eating. Like, come on now, that don't run in the family. It's just your habits are bad. Come on, stop.
Right.
I'd be like, please stop talking to me, please.
Yeah, because you could cook your greens without killing them.
You could, yeah, exactly. You gotta put the pork and all that unnecessary stuff. Like you can cook some bomb greens, some bomb collard greens. I put some paprika in there, some harissa, and I put
Yep.
some turmeric, some ginger. Man, cut up some onion, maybe some
Yep.
little peppers. Man, you will hook some greens up rather than putting some. What we used to do? What that little big T-bone looking thing is?
Ham hocks.
Yeah, ham hocks is like. Come on
Yep.
now.
Put all that in there and let it cook for like hours and hours. Like
Yeah, and
the
then the greens,
nutrients is gone.
yeah, like they're gone. Then you pour all that juice out, like, come on, man, everything is gone
Yep.
at this point.
Like the greens are not greens anymore. They're dead.
They dead. They be like, dang, what is that? You even if you was come over and see some people eat greens, you would be like, why are they called greens? They weren't look like they weren't green at no point in their life. And then you be like, oh, they were green at one point. You just cooked them all the way to this color now, and they look.
That part. It's like you literally could just make like you can literally make greens. Like I make mine. Actually, I steam them.
Yeah, I must say steaming is a good option. It's a great option.
No, I steam them and they're still green. Put nutritional yeast on them mugs. Keep it
Ooh,
going.
see, you got the creative juices flowing. I need to get to your level. I need to get to
Yeah.
your level.
You put nutritional yeast. Look, it's like hot sauce. You put nutritional yeast on everything.
Man, for real, it's like the hot sauce too. It's like that. It's like you can put that on anything, huh?
That part. Look, we put that shit on everything.
Hey, no, see, I gotta get to that. Yeah, I'm still boring. So
Yeah, definitely. Put it on kale. I steam my kale. I put it on there. Man,
See,
nutritional
spinach.
yeast.
But what I do with my spinach, we know it's a good one. Spinach, onion, red and green peppers. What else is it? And I think that's about it. And then some balsamic vinegar. You straight. Like I don't do a lot of salt in my food, so I use all like my peppers and my spices. But balsamic vinegar with a nice spinach salad, that you gonna thank me later. You gonna thank me later, I promise you. Or like no, a blueberry or raspberry balsamic vinegar. That's gonna be good. That's really
What?
yes, that's so good.
Let's see. Look, I end up using that for making like a breakfast hash type thing.
See, talk about hashes and stuff. I ain't heard anybody cooking hash in how long. I'll be like, man. See, I
It's
gotta get some.
like
I got
it's
some.
Yukon potatoes and mix that stuff in there with the green onions, the red onions,
Woo!
peppers. Mix all
Yeah.
that in there, and then you got your coconut bacon. You
Oh
talking
my
about
god.
breakfast? Well,
Everybody listening
actually,
to this. That's some real vegan cooking right there. Don't like me.
look, it's actually called brunch because I ain't eating nothing at some 9 something in the morning, but it's actually brunch.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like my breakfast is well, I know my breakfast is always brunch. I'm not eating till like probably 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's me right there.
Definitely breaking that fast, like towards the afternoon.
Towards afternoon, I train like probably like for a couple hours before I actually even think about even eating. Like I'm not gonna eat and then work out. Like no, I want to give my body time to recover. So
Hmm.
once you begin to incorporate that, so much easier just to work out on an empty stomach. Like you don't think about it.
Look until after you're done.
Yeah, like after I'm done working out, I'm like, okay, time to recover. Until I get to my next session or whatever. But yeah, I don't like to eat early at all. I'm straight. Even with me trying to put on like an extra weight, like I'm just still like my body is like, no, I really don't want to eat right now. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let's not eat right now. Let's wait a bit longer because I know you're like telling me you've been used to this for how long, and you're like, no, we're not breaking this fast right now. I'm like, okay, we won't break it right now. We'll wait a little bit longer.
so so you mentioned earlier, you had your ex-girlfriend, cooked or whatever. So is that like having someone in your life that's vegan, is that a deal breaker or no?
So yeah, this is always a good question. Um, it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but let's just say this: when a woman eats pork for some reason, that's just not me. I'm not a huge fan of that at all. I always tell like even my clients that I train don't eat pork, leave that alone. But let's say she's looking to really explore and expand, and she's open to that. Then yeah, I mean it's not a deal breaker for me. I'll date her, and I won't disdain her. I won't make her feel bad. I don't believe in that like shaming people because we all been in places where we're like, oh man, I can't believe I used to do that. So it's all about growth. But yeah, it's not a deal breaker. But certainly I'm just gonna be like, all right, we gotta leave the pork alone. Then we're gonna work our way up to other things. But nah, that pork is one thing. That's a whole nother thing for me. I'm just like, no, we can't do that. What that meme says is like it's like a meme where you be like, what you doing, baby? And that's like that dude. I love that. I be thinking like, baby, what you doing? We can't do that right now.
Like the pork is nah.
Like, nah, I can't do the pig. Can't do the pig with you. Like, we know too much now. Like, nah, no pig. But everything else, I'm like, okay. But if you're like you on a pig and then you're like, yo, I want to get off, and she's like, she's just, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll make an exception. If we have a good conversation, I'm attracted
Uh-huh.
to you, everything is like connected, then I just know like we're here to elevate each other and get each other
Right.
the same frequency.
So initially it's a connection, the vibe, and then the
And
food.
then yeah. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, she eat like that. I ain't never talking to her because you might miss out on something. You never know. So I'm not gonna be like, ugh, because I've been there before, and that would be wrong for me to be like, um, to think that's telling me like in my head I'm like I think I'm better than that person. I'm not because
Right.
I've been there before. So it's just like that's not gonna be a deal breaker. Because because it's more life than just, oh, you gotta make sure you eat healthy. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that to like any woman.
Right, because it's a combination. It's health, wellness, all that, but it's also mind, body, spirit, and
Yeah,
all
it's
combined.
yeah, exactly. You gotta have that connection other than just like looking at the way a person eats. Because like I said, we've been there before. We have been there. So it would be wrong for me to be like, oh, you eat that way? That's nasty. Get away from me. Like, nah. Up,
Right, because everybody's on it's on a different journey, and
Everybody,
however you get here is how you get here.
exactly. Like I've been there before on that side of the table, so I know what it's like. So I'm not gonna shame you for doing that. Everyone has their journey, but that'll just be messed up for me to do that to anyone.
All right, so what advice would you give someone who is looking to make the transition?
So for people that are looking to make the transition, I did a cold turkey. I recommend not to do it. I recommend to actually wean yourself off slowly. If you have that mind power, then do it. Do it. But make a transition slowly. Don't just go into veganism thinking it's just because of trend or because you read a documentary. Do it because you feel it. That's my biggest recommendation right there. Do it because you feel it. Don't do it because someone told you to do it or they told you the health benefits. Do it because you feel it. Because when I went back to being vegan in March, I didn't do it because I watched
The
something. I did
trend.
it because I felt it. I felt it. Something was telling me like go back to it. And next thing you know, the whole COVID, all stuff happening, and I'm over here like, oh, I'm healthy, so I'm straight. But do it because you feel it. Don't listen to anyone else. Take your advice, but do it because you feel it from you.
Right, like don't jump on the whole trendy train
Yeah,
thing.
I see a lot of people doing that because they be seeing documentaries on Netflix. I'm just like, don't do that because it's not authentic. It's not genuine. It's not coming from your heart. You want this to come from your heart because this is a lifestyle. It's not necessarily a diet or a fast fix. It's a lifestyle. And you want that to be authentic and genuine to who you are. And just take it easy. Just feel it out first and then see if it resonates with you.
Right, exactly. Because it's crazy. Because all this stuff is out, but me and my a close friend of mine, like we were looking at this like years ago, maybe like 2015, 2016, to where it's like, you know what, everybody's gonna start jumping on the whole vegan bandwagon, this whole train. But
Yes.
then all the big companies and social media and all that stuff is gonna get into it, and they're gonna be promoting vegan junk food, and that's what they're doing.
And
And
I
then
told my,
so
yup,
and so what's gonna happen is, people are gonna start like, dis-ease and not feeling good, and they're gonna blame it on veganism,
yup.
and then they're gonna say, "Oh, well, see, we told you, veganism is bad." It's like, what you
I
were eating,
Yes. I told my
because
brother
you're not incorporating whole foods.
that I told him the same thing. Like you said, that time frame between like 2015, 2016, it was just like, yo, watch this become more of a trend. Because you got
Yep.
a lot of people that be in those companies, like you got like all those big major corporations, they're just like, oh, we can make this vegan processed food and we can act like these people are actually eating healthy when they're really not. Come on now. Then they, like you said, they're gonna be like, oh, told you I wasn't good for it. Like, no, it's the way you eating. Come on now. That's why don't do it because it's a trend. Do it because you feel it. And if you're gonna do it, quality foods. Don't go out there and eat you a Beyond Meat cheeseburger all the time. Like you gotta. That's okay, but it's like you gotta.
Moderation, yeah.
Yeah, moderation. Eat your quality foods over anything. Home cooked meals are the best thing you could do for your body because you control essentially everything.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't know if people are noticing, but they're not promoting whole foods. They're promoting the processed junk
Bad.
food,
Yeah,
bad
they're not
food.
exactly because that's gonna be a medicine right there. You need your good wholesome foods rather than processed junk food. That's terrible for your body.
Right. And they're not doing it.
Exactly.
Because like how they all just jumped on the train with the whole like burgers and stuff. Like,
Gosh,
uh,
irritate me. I'm
yeah.
like Burger King with the Beyond. Like, no, dude. Like, no, that's not good for you. Oh, I'm eating healthy though. It's vegan. Like, no. Then you be seeing cereal boxes and crackers. It's vegan. Oh shit. Like that's vegan. Like, no, I know it is. They
But it's a
market
gang of sugar in that much.
right, yeah. You be like, yo, they really marketing this stuff. Like people be thinking they really eating healthy, and I'm just like, that is not healthy whatsoever. Stop that for real.
It's like
Yeah,
it's a whole bunch of high fructose in that.
those corn syrup, you got sucralose, MSG, you got all this stuff that is just like, dude, that's killing you slowly. But it's just like people want that validation. They want to be like, oh, I'm eating healthy, but you're not. And that's why we need to reteach it. We need people to live this lifestyle rather than just do it because of trend. Because when you're living a lifestyle, I'm learning things from you, and I'm just like, oh, buffalo cashew cheese, or make sure like the biggest thing I took out of like making my food, get you a Vitamix. I'm like, Spence, it's time for you to get a Vitamix.
Nope.
Seriously.
Vitamix in a food processor.
Right. I need that.
All right, so well, I mean, you pretty much answered this one. Your go-to meal is oatmeal, or you got something else. So if friends were coming over, what are you making?
Oh, that's easy. If friends are coming over, Japanese sweet potato fries. That'll be. I want to say it's like it's not necessarily a wholesome meal. It's not, but it's a great food. It's great for you. And what I would do is I cut them up, and then I'll put some olive oil on them, and then I'll put like rosemary, basil, cilantro, pepper. I'll put some other stuff. Either I swap it out. I've been using smoked paprika lately. Do that,
That's the
and you
business.
bake it. Yeah, it's so good because it gives that smoky flavor. And those are great. You can eat those with a sauce, but I typically just eat them just off. Like as soon as they come out the oven, I'm eating them. I'm just like, man, these are so good.
Man,
You don't. They already have a savory flavor to them too.
yep. Purple Japanese sweet
Oh,
potatoes are the business.
those are. I'm actually going to go to the store this week and probably get some just because I haven't had them in a while, and I'm just like, I need to get back to making those because that's my goal. That was my goal when I had those. I was eating those so many times. I'm just like, dude, I can eat that like all day.
Yeah, see, when you get that Vitamix, you can just put in
See,
the Vitamix.
yeah, thanks for that reminder again. You just reinforcing like the confirmation in my mind, like, okay, Spence, you got to get that. You got to get that.
Look, all raw. And then, like I said, the Vitamix, it you can put soup, you can make soup in there. So when you put that sweet potato in there, it's gonna warm it up.
Oh my
That's
god,
because that's how fast it's spinning.
crazy.
Yep. So you got sweet potatoes that are warm, but not cooked in the oven or anything or
Right.
fried. It's raw.
Yeah, I like that. Love that.
So that's one thing too. Like because when I say oh yeah I'll eat raw the majority of my diet, and people look at me like raw. I'm like, look, it's cooked under 125 degrees.
Yeah. It's that. Yeah, exactly. Because I used to think the same thing. Like, damn, raw, and then you find out it's cooked on 125 degrees. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Right. So it's not just it's not the scary raw.
Yeah, where you just eating like celery, carrots, and kale, no seasoning. You just eating it just like, man, I'm just eating it raw. That's how I thought it too. And I was like, dang, man, they eating that. Like, they ain't even got to season their food. They just out here eating celery, carrots like it ain't nobody's business. I'm just like, dang, I need to get to that level.
Nah. Oh no. You know what I do with carrots? I make carrot dogs. I
See,
make carrot
oh,
dogs.
you know what you just remind me? Carrot bacon. I seen the video, and I'm just like, man. I looked at it, I'm like,
I can't get into that. I make mine with coconuts. With coconuts.
I thought I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. As soon as I get a chance, I am looking up coconut like bacon or something. Like I gotta find out how.
Yeah, the whole carrot bacon. I might try it one day. I was just looking like, wait a minute, how? Because I already make carrot dogs, so that might work.
And that's crazy to do for all this. That's what I'm saying. That's that creativity. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
see, it looks like that.
oh my gosh, for real?
Yep,
That
and
looks
that's
so
the carrot
good.
under there. Yep,
Man,
with vegan chili and all that good stuff. So.
yeah. Dang, you got me so hungry right now. I can't wait to eat. I cannot wait to eat.
All right. Well, look. So let everybody know where they can find you at. Look, give us all your social media handles.
So you guys can find me at Spence Crosby on Instagram, Facebook as well. Building Physiques is my business name. That you can find out on Instagram and on YouTube. I have those both, as well as Facebook. I know I didn't mention earlier, but Spence Crosby, that's my name. And then, like I said, you can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook at both at Spence Crosby. Make sure you guys check out the YouTube channel, Building Physiques. I got fitness videos. I'll also be doing tutorials and more like what I eat in a day, because I know people have been requesting that, but I'm just waiting a little bit longer till I get my camera equipment right. But yes, those are my social media platforms.
All right, cool. So you guys definitely check him out, follow all that, like, share, do all that stuff.
Do
And
all
of
that, Chris?
course, do all that. And of course, you follow us, Chlorophyll Media, on all the social media handles, and
Yes,
we'll,
yes.
do all that
I
good stuff.
love,
So
love it.
again, thank you, Spence, for
No
spending
problem.
an
Thank
hour and
you.
a half
Hey, this was
with us
hey, this is
today.
fun. It's always refreshing. It's always refreshing. I love these conversations. These is always
All right, it's all good. All right, thank you.